Today, it's the National Football League. It's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
I love this quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Back to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll make it a second down. They'll look to throw again. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. Out to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete. Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at at the 46. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their defense.
Try to forget about that pick six last time out. Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. On play action, they'll throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now a handoff as they run left side. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he went... his yardage back to the 29.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
2nd and 11. And that is incomplete.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it. They weren't able to connect. Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. He's at the 50, 30, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way in. Zone for the touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position and throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way, because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Well, able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
21-0 our score after one. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Steps away. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. The Steelers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Browns are going to get it back here just past the 35. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. We'll check on his status when we get and able to get this one. Across the 45 before he's brought down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutt's to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game? Here.
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken. In by his tight end. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his... backup.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
2nd and 4. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They go play action here on first down. Got an open man. It's McLeod. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Back to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They're able to complete this one to McLeod. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last one. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Jaguars who are out in front. DJ Chark, a touchdown reception. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Devontae Smith, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. The Lions trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Greg Newsom.
And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now a dump off here complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They'll set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They'll look to throw here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great, too.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 48. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big. In this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's where they're
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And to give this time to the tailback. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
They'll try and throw for it here. And It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
89 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Right back to him on first down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run again. It because you're running away from people on it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Rolling to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd down and 12. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stopped him well short.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Lutz's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This taken in at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. when you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's Samuel, caught left side. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first. They're going to look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. On the move to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Browns,